fundamental reason. The fundamental reason is China wants to manage the border. India wants a settlement on the border. And right, we want a delimitation of the border, which they'll never agree to. It's not why they'll not agree to, because they want the entire Arunachal and they want us to give up our complete claim on Eastern Ladakh. And at this point of time, when POJK is in trouble, Pakistan is shaky. We also don't want let me put it this way: India also doesn't want a settlement of the border. We have Shaksgam tract there, which we have to take back. That's our territory. And if you go into the deal between Pakistan and China, you have to understand Pakistan has given Shaksgam tract to China with the understanding that this will be dealt by China with whoever ultimately gets the final settlement of the Shaksgam tract will be dependent on the settlement of the Kashmir issue. If today the Kashmir issue will be settled in our favor.
刚才这段精彩集锦，某些人的逻辑可谓十分精彩。一边说中国只想管控边界，一边又把阿鲁纳恰尔邦、拉达克东部和沙克斯干谷地统列入自己的必收回清单。边界谈判还没开始，地图倒是先画到了天边，真是既想要谈判桌上的体面，又不愿面对现实中的复杂局面。大家好，这里是感人死绝频道。本期节目我们就来看看印度两位将军如何解读多瓦尔访华，以及这场中印特别代表会谈背后的真正盘算。表面上谈的是时空线，实际上牵动的却是边境稳定、贸易往来、能源安全以及金砖国家和上海合作组织的未来走向。与此同时，俄罗斯、伊朗、美国和巴基斯坦之间的角力也让印度的外交布局更加耐人寻味。印度方面认为自己正处在难得的战略窗口期，甚至试图借助金砖峰会扩大影响力。但问题是，口号可以喊得很响，现实却不会因为几句豪言壮语就自动让路。接下来，我们将结合节目中的分析，拆解这些看似强硬的表态背后，究竟有多少战略考量，又有多少只是对内宣传。
Yeah, thanks a lot. There are a lot of undercurrents. The BRICS meeting is happening next month, 12th to 14th September. That's important for many reasons. Just 10 days later, Trump and Xi Jinping are meeting in USA, right? That's also there. We are the chair of the BRICS meeting, and USA has this problem with the BRICS to say that BRICS is the alternate world order and it will go off the US dollar. All those issues are there. Then there's things up in the air of a digital currency coming, digital settlement process between the BRICS nations. Now, see, today BRICS is just not 5 original BRICS, it's 10-member BRIC. And some more will come into this game. And as BRICS expands, right, the weight of the BRICS, the economic and weight of the BRICS, I'm not talking the military weight, the economic and the diplomatic weight of the BRICS will go up. The moment that happens and a currency, system of currency settlement between these nations, which is other than the dollar, comes into play, the dollar gets threatened, USA gets threatened. Okay, so you have to understand that the sensitivity of BRICS. And India wants to popularize its UPI and things like that. Many people want to do settlement through the UPI system and all that. And digital payments, we are good at it. So obviously, this will ruffle US feathers. That's one part of the story. So that explains why someone is in USA, whoever it is, right? Or your finance minister or their representative and all that. And we need Canada. So that is one. And some feathers will be settled. And also remember, I'm now veering away from BRICS and Xi Jinping and Doval for a minute to explain the larger situation, which General Dayal did mention. A lot of things are happening. The economic tsunami or the economic ban on Iran is going to come into effect. I think it's coming into effect from today, the blockade, right? So for that to succeed, for the US endeavor to succeed against Iran, India and China have a huge role to play. And already they're putting sanctions of 100% on Russian oil and things like that. It's messy. So our equation with USA is not on an even keel at all. So we have to go and look at that and say you have to disaggregate our India-US relationship from that of BRICS. That's the thing which one has to keep in focus. The second thing is, of course, before the BRICS happens, you need an understanding between the big heavyweights in the BRICS, Russia, India, and China. Okay. So, Mr. Jaishankar is in Russia speaking to Putin. I don't know whether he's coming or not. He should come logically. And the Ukraine war is also in a very, I wouldn't say a critical position. It's always been in a critical position, but it has its own new dynamics. There are new dynamics in the Ukraine war. But the biggest elephant in the room, or biggest elephant out of the room, is India China. And we have to understand, there are many shades of Mr. Doval's visit to China. See, like what General Dayal said, they're both special representatives. Wang Yi and Doval are special representatives for settlement of the border. It's not even the foreign minister. It's the NSA here and the foreign minister there. But it's a matter of trust. It's a matter of a single point contact, things like that. By virtue of having this special relationship or the special representative mechanism, okay, many things can be handled. Now, what are the things which are up in the air between India and China? Big issues. I'll not get into nitty gritty. One is, of course, the border itself. This is the 25th meeting for the border settlement in some manner. Okay. These are the special representatives for the border. So they will have some talks of the border. There are many views on this. There are many views. Some people say, look, the border, let me put it, the LAC, it's got the western sector, as far as we are concerned, that is Ladakh. The central sector, HP, UP sector, right? Not even UP, it's more Himachal Pradesh and Uttaranchal, right? And then the eastern sector is largely Arunachal. Eastern sector, when you say it's Arunachal, okay. I would say the Sikkim sector is not part of the eastern sector. Why? Because Sikkim is actually a settled border. There's nothing to. It's a delimited border. It was done before Sikkim got merged into India. But we've inherited that border. There's no dispute on that border. The problem is in Doklam. That's a different story. So you see 4 parts of this border. Where do you start? Last year when they met, they spoke of early harvest and all. There's no harvest so far. 1 year has passed, there's no harvest. So they'll come up with some new story here. I'm quite pessimistic about any great outcome out of this border talks. Fundamental reason. The fundamental reason is China wants to manage the border. India wants a settlement on the border. And right, we want a delimitation of the border, which they'll never agree to. It's not why they'll not agree to, because they want the entire Arunachal and they want us to give up our complete claim on Eastern Ladakh. And at this point of time, when POJK is in trouble, Pakistan is shaky. We also don't want let me put it this way: India also doesn't want a settlement of the border. We have Shaksgam tract there, which we have to take back. That's our territory. And if you go into the deal between Pakistan and China, you have to understand Pakistan has given Shaksgam tract to China with the understanding that this will be dealt by China with whoever ultimately gets, and the final settlement of the Shaksgam tract will be dependent on the settlement of the Kashmir issue. If today the Kashmir issue will be settled in our favor, the way things are going in Pakistan, then you have a new complication because you have to get that Shaksgam tract back also from China. Okay, so it's not so simple. The LAC is quite complicated, the border is quite complicated, nothing will happen. Now let's get to the security situation in the border or along the LAC. Oh, we have disengaged. There's no doubt. Last 24 we disengaged from Depsang. This is the last place where there was a face-off. Fine. But again, we've had minor face-offs. Recently, we've had an issue at Arunachal Pradesh. Okay. Asafila, Pukarla, that area. So that's not gone anywhere. So when these things are happening, there's no question of de-escalation and all. You can't get troops from there. Your troops are there. It doesn't take long to get into engagement mode or face-off mode again. So what you can best seek or hope is a stable border without any face-off, without any violence, without any engagement. Right? I'm sure that will be spoken, at least that's the base minimum. We say, okay, we'll keep the border stable. And if you see the pattern, whenever there's a major meet to happen, before that an incident happens. It happened last year also, year before last, whenever Xi Jinping and Modi have to meet, something will happen. Or during the meet, something will happen. Let's not think. For every event, something will happen. Mind you, right. The next thing, let me say, is trade. We are in a position where, China needs us, we need China. There's a mutual requirement in trade. You need technology and investment. They need market. They want open our market without investment. And if they want to invest, they want controlling stake in the thing. We are not interested in giving it. So there is some incremental movement out there with that Vivo-Dixon deal. Okay. But where this will go further, anybody's guess. But the requirement for both to go further is there. There are angles to it that I'll discuss separately maybe another day. How do you handle this trade thing? So that will come into focus. Okay. And then, of course, the BRICS itself. The BRICS itself. Will Xi Jinping come or not? Reuters has put out a, article saying BRICS is going, Xi Jinping will come. And he will come with a delegation of over 400 people. Now, that's a huge delegation. What is the delegation coming here? Definitely not to guard the LAC. It's for trade. So they want. Last time when he came when he came to Mahabalipuram, 2019. He came with a delegation of 200 people. Now it's doubled. So it gives you an indication that China is eager to get on with trade. And they want to get their way to say that we'll keep the border at its right place. That is, freeze that border story. We are not interested in that. Okay.
这期节目围绕印度一轮密集而复杂的外交行动展开，从外交部长访问俄罗斯，到国家安全顾问前往中国，再到财政和商务部门分别与美国、加拿大、日本接触。表面上看，这是几条彼此独立的出访路线，实际上却共同指向一个核心问题：在大国关系快速重组、全球秩序不断变化的今天，印度究竟要如何定位自己，又要怎样争取更大的战略主动权？节目中反复提到的关键词是金砖国家、上海合作组织、印度与中国的边界谈判，以及美国对伊朗和俄罗斯施加的经济压力。这些议题看起来分散，背后却紧密相连。印度既要处理与美国的合作关系，也不能放弃与俄罗斯的传统联系。既要参与由中国和俄罗斯共同推动的多边机制，也必须面对与中国之间长期存在的边界和安全矛盾。换句话说，印度面对的不是一道单选题，而是一仗同时牵动安全、贸易、能源、金融和外交的复杂棋盘，其中印度与中国的关系无疑是最关键也最难解决的一环。两国恢复特别代表会谈，说明双方都认识到边境局势不能无限期的处于紧张状态，脱离接触可以降低眼前的冲突风险，却不等于真正解决问题，维持边境稳定。也不代表双方已经建立了足够的互信。印度希望推动边界正式划定，中国更倾向于先管控分歧，维持现状。双方目标不同，谈判自然很难迅速取得突破。这也提醒我们，国际关系中最容易被误读的，往往就是阶段性缓和，没有交火不等于没有竞争，恢复贸易。 不等于矛盾消失，领导人会面也不等于彼此已经达成共识。真正可靠的缓和需要经过长期沟通、可验证的行动，以及对彼此底线的清晰认识。尤其在边境问题上，任何一次局部摩擦都可能重新激活长期积累的不信任。因此，对印度来说，最现实的目标或许不是期待一次会谈解决所有争端，而是先守住不发生暴力冲突的底线，同时不断增强自身的防御、经济和谈判能力。贸易同样是一场力量较量，中国需要印度的市场，印度也需要中国的技术、投资和部分产业链资源，但双方在开放程度、投资控制权和产业安全方面存在明显分歧。印度不愿意用放弃关键企业控制权来换取短期投资，也不愿意让贸易依赖转化为战略风险。未来两国经济关系很可能继续保持一种既合作又防范的状态，能合作的领域继续合作，涉及核心技术、基础设施和国家安全的领域则会更加谨慎。金砖国家和上海合作组织则提供了另一层观察全球格局的窗口。随着成员不断扩大，这些机制的经济和外交影响力正在上升。他们是否会推动更多本币结算、数字支付和金融合作，暂时还不能下定论。但可以确定的是，越来越多国家正在寻找美元体系之外的选择。印度推广 EPI 等数字支付技术，既是经济工具，也可能成为外交工具。谁能够提供更高效、更低成本、更稳定的结算方式，谁就有机会在未来的国际经济秩序中获得更大的话语权。不过，多极化并不意味着各国从此可以随意行动。印度与美国的关系，印度与俄罗斯的能源合作，印度与伊朗的贸易往来都受到现实利益和外部压力的共同影响。美国对伊朗实施经济制裁，俄罗斯石油又关系到印度的能源安全，这就形成了一个非常典型的矛盾。印度希望保持战略自主，却必须面对金融体系、运输通道、保险机制和国际市场规则带来的约束。所谓战略自主，不是完全不顾及任何国家的态度，而是在充分评估代价之后，仍然能够清楚表达自己的利益和立场。节目中提出的另一个重要判断是，印度正处于一个难得的战略窗口期。中国面临内部和外部压力、俄乌冲突、西亚局势以及巴基斯坦的动荡，都让全球力量重新分布。印度没有卷入大规模战争，经济规模、人口优势、技术能力和地缘位置又不断提升，因此它确实拥有扩大影响力的机会。但机会从来不会自动变成成果，一个国家能否利用窗口期，取决于它是否有清晰的目标、稳定的政策、强大的产业基础，以及面对压力时承担代价的能力。更重要的是，印度需要从被动回应转向主动塑造，不能每一次都等着美国表态，也不能只看中国和俄罗斯如何出牌，更不能把所有外交行动都理解为对别人的反应。无论是在金砖国家还是在上海合作组织，印度都应该提出自己的议程，推动符合自身利益的合作方案，同时让其他国家看到印度不仅是一个被争取的对象，也有能力成为规则和秩序的参与者、推动者甚至塑造者。当然，主动并不等于冲动，强硬也不等于失去分寸。节目后半段谈到要允许不同意见存在，先听取各种观点，再由决策者做出最终判断。这个道理不仅适用于军队，也适用于国家治理和国际战略。复杂局势就像一颗魔方，同一个问题从不同角度看会得到完全不同的结论。只有把反对意见、风险提醒和现实约束都纳入判断，最后形成的政策才更有可能经得起考验。这期内容给我们的启示，或许不只是印度如何处理中美俄关系，也不只是某一次峰会会不会举行，而是一个更普遍的现实。今天的世界没有永远可靠的朋友，也没有永远固定的敌人，只有不断变化的利益、实力和选择。国家之间需要合作，但合作必须建立在实力和边界之上。国家之间存在竞争，也不能完全堵死沟通的渠道。真正成熟的外交既要有原则，也要有弹性，既要看眼前得失，也要考虑多年之后的格局。接下来，印度能否把外交窗口转化为发展成果？能否在边境保持稳定的同时推进贸易？能否在金砖国家和上海合作组织中提出更具影响力的方案？仍然值得持续观察。对于普通观众来说，我们也不妨少一些简单的阵营判断，多一些对事实、利益和背景的分析。国际新闻不是一场只分输赢的比赛， 很多时候，真正重要的是看清楚每个国家为什么这样做，又准备为自己的选择付出什么代价。您认为印度应该进一步加强与美国的合作，还是应该优先巩固与俄罗斯、中国以及伊朗的多边联系？金砖国家未来会不会真正建立更成熟的本币结算体系？印度与中国的边境问题又有没有可能在长期谈判中找到突破口？欢迎把您的看法留在评论区，也欢迎点赞订阅，继续收看更多精彩视频。